Hello everyone and welcome back to In the Greenhouse, the relaxing little Q&A series where we settle down in one of my favorite games of all time, Plant Tycoon, and I answer some of the questions that you guys leave for me in the comments of these videos. And this time I'm afraid I made a bit of a mistake and I grew a bunch of mystic bushes and bamboos that were just not ready to be grown at our current soil and water level. Good news! We have managed to get the filtered water together, which represents a lot of episodes that we have been doing lately. Thank you guys so much for keeping me company. I'll have to just dump these dead plants. I'm sorry, little ones. I'm sorry. But thank you guys so much for keeping me company while I settle in after we've been getting ready for the big move. We still haven't properly moved up to Michigan yet. You guys will know all about it because there'll be an announcement vlog and it should be very exciting. I've finally uploaded some more vlogs over on the vlog channel of the actual moving process if you guys would like to see that. And I've also completed one of my joy journals, which is the thing that I actually spent the morning vlogging about because I've talked about it so much in these Q&A episodes the last few days, and I actually was almost in tears last night of joy and happiness because so many of you guys started posting pictures of joy journals that you went out and bought after our Q&A episode went out, and that I honestly did not expect that to happen, and I'm still sort of stunned. The words I said and the things I said and the way that I explained how much joy journaling has affected my life apparently had a big enough impact that some of you guys have gone out and you've made the decision to get joy journals of your own and begin them. So thank you guys so much. I am so deeply humbled that I had that effect on somebody, and I'm so deeply humbled that you guys have actually started joy journaling. It just, there's happy tears in my eyes right now because of how absolutely excited and just blown away I am that there are other people out there who are going to start doing some joy journaling too. So, oh my gosh, that being said, thank you guys so much for all of your questions. Like I said, it's been an interesting wiggle to get ready for this move. Let's see if we can sell these beautiful things for quite a bit of money here. Let's try selling these guys, and then let's see, I pollinated that guy, and I actually want to see if I can get this maple. Let's try getting this maple pollinated with some fun daisy fern seeds. I love the daisy ferns, so I like to try to spread them on everything, and we have a new mysterious unknown species that's actually going to hopefully survive long enough to show us what it is. I did some crossbreeding with some plants behind the scenes, and we're going to see if this turns out to be a mythic level plant, because I think this red bonsai bodes very well. All right, and then what am I going to do with you, fragrant thingy-doodle? Maybe pollinate it with itself for now. And then we'll come back and collect the seeds from that in just a moment. And then I think I want to pollinate you with you. I don't actually know how many blue star lemon bushes I have, so we'll go ahead and pollinate it with itself first so we can get more seeds. All right. Whew. That being said, let's settle in, and I'm going to answer some of the many questions you guys have left. It has been really great to do this move and feel like, on the one hand, like I was further away from my community than ever because I haven't been able to make the videos like I normally do. I haven't been able to produce as many adventures, and that was really making me quite sad. But on the other hand, I have been doing so many more of these Q&A videos, and although not a lot of people watch them, I don't care about that. What I care about is that there are opportunities to really share who I am with you guys to our community, and for you guys to start answering like the questions that people ask me in the comments. It was so much fun reading through all of the ice cream flavors that you guys enjoy. I loved that. So as usual, if you have answers to these questions, answer them. I love reading the answers that you provide or the comments that you have on the answers I give. Not because it's like, woo, look at all these comments, but because it's like, wow, look at all this conversation among our community. Look at how we're learning more about one another. This is so cool. So there we go. All right, that aside, let's dive into these questions. Sit back, and hopefully some of these plants will sell and we'll get some really fun new plants growing in the greenhouse and some fun new seeds. So I'm jumping right into the middle of this big list. So if I don't answer your question, don't give up. It'll probably come up in the future because I'm copying all the questions you guys ask in these videos into a big giant list. And I'm just going to jump straight into the first one that jumps out at me from Lizzie again. So hi, Lizzie. And Lizzie asks, how many siblings do you have and who is the oldest? I have 3 younger siblings, related by blood. And I say related by blood because I count my brother-in-law. I have a new brother-in-law, which is really cool to me. And my family is of the type that's really close-knit. So when you have an in-law, they're a member of the family. So I would say that I have 3 brothers now because I have a new brother-in-law that my sister married back in January. But I have 3 siblings in my family unit. I have a younger sister and 2 younger brothers. I am the eldest of 4. And it's kind of funny because as far back as you can trace it on my maternal line, my mother is the eldest daughter of an eldest daughter, or my mother is like the eldest daughter of a daughter. And it's just really funny because it's like 2 girls, 2 boys, 2 girls, 2 boys, 2 girls, 2 boys for quite a bit. I think it gets pretty complicated with like marriages on the plains when my family were pioneers on the maternal side and they would marry because their spouses died. So I don't know. Now I'm really curious about my own genealogy. Anyway, that aside, I am the eldest of 4 children. So I have 3 younger siblings, and now I have a brother-in-law as well. So now I have like 3 brothers and 1 sister. And then let's see what else. Seri says, Nye Huntress, how did you meet Chips? Dun dun dun. And this is actually something maybe I'll do like more of a vlog type episode on one day because I sincerely love Chips with all my heart and I love babbling about my love for him. But I met Chips online, actually. We met through, believe it or not, OkCupid. We're an OkCupid success story. And for now, because that involves a lot of his privacy too, that's all I'll say. But I'll just say that we both saw each other's pictures and we saw each other's smiles, and that's kind of what did it. Is I saw how gentle his eyes looked, and suddenly I was like, I wasn't actually planning on looking for somebody to date like him for significant reasons. But at the time I was actually on OkCupid because I had just moved and I was so desperate and lonely to meet friends. I was on there looking more for friends, like people my age, like where the heck are all of them? I'm not finding anybody my age. And I saw his kind eyes in his picture, and I was unexpectedly kind of crushing on him instantly. And he says he saw my smile, and he messaged me first actually. And he says he saw my smile in my picture and he wanted to get to know me more. And that's how we met. And 2.5 years later, here we are, adventuring the world together, being each other's best friends, supporting each other. We're side by side. Fine if you guys are going to buy my roses. Come on, I'm telling romance stories while trying to sell these roses. A viola, rare oak. Okay, let's see if we can get it to propagate. And then a mystic lemon bush. Let's see if we can get it to propagate. Oh, and a butterfly. Get in my net. No, come back. Oh, I chased it away by accident. All right, and we'll collect up any seeds that are starting to show up. That's very useful. And then we'll continue selling these guys. I might try crossing these. We'll see if we get a seed or 2 out of these guys before, and actually let's cross the rare oak with everything. Yeah, let's get that rare oak propagating with everything. So I'm going to stop selling that. We'll just see if we get any seeds from these guys before this sells. But yeah, that's how we met. It was on OkCupid. And it was because we saw the gentleness and the happiness in each other's pictures, and we fell for one another over a period of time and talking and realizing a ton of our interests were aligned, and now we're traveling the world together, and he is my best friend. He is my life partner. We are in this together for the rest of our lives, most likely. And I can't dream of any thing that has happened in my life, other than maybe my YouTube channel, ironically, that has transformed me more than meeting him and falling in love with him and working to create a life with him. So that's how I met Chips. Yeah, OkCupid. And I can talk more about that like in a vlog sometime, because it's just, I love him. I could ramble about loving him for so long. All right, so I'm going to move on. So let's see. All right, moving back up. And then school, and these are totally randomly organized, so we're going to be jumping all over the place today, you guys. And like I always say, you never know what answers may be unlocked from the key of your question. It could be really interesting stories from what seems like an innocent question. All right, and Sulcus202 asks, Siri, do you like your cocoa hot or cold? And I'm actually not a big hot chocolate drinker, but I kind of like it hot if I do drink cocoa because it's such a special occasion. I don't like chocolate. So when I do have chocolate, I might as well kind of jazz it up. So I would have hot cocoa is the answer. And then Amy Pierce asks, can you do another Horsehaven episode? And I have a lot of questions related to those kinds of things, like when are you posting X, when are you posting Y? And yes, I do plan on continuing on with Horsehaven. I actually just posted an episode yesterday. So Amy, you will be very happy to have had that fulfilled, that wish fulfilled before I answered your question in a video. But I do plan on doing Horsehaven. I had no idea that an app game would be so popular. I had no idea that it would be so deeply beloved, like 9,000 views an episode. What's happening here? That's amazing. And I had no idea I would enjoy it enough to play it for a year straight and still go strong with at least 1 to 2 episodes a week. What? I didn't expect that. But yeah, Horsehaven is low investment time for me with high results because everybody loves it. So I do plan on continuing to play it, and I do enjoy it. I really do. So yeah, Horsehaven, it went up. I plan on hopefully getting it back up at least twice a week, maybe more often, because Holy Days, people are really in love with it right now. But more often in the future. There's other app games I want to play too, like Sims Free Play. I definitely want to start playing more. I don't think anyone's going to buy this plant, you guys. I'm just going to come over here and collect seeds, and we're going to catch bugs instead. But yeah, Sims Free Play, I want to try playing. Let's see if I can get you to get some babies. And it updates all the time, and it has really cool updates. And they have like active careers in Sims Free Play now, so I'm super curious, and I really want to try it out. I actually want to make like Thistledown from our Star Stable series. I want to make Thistledown in Sims Free Play, and we're gonna have lots more Star Stable on like horse related game notes. We're gonna have a lot more Star Stable coming up too. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have a lot more because I'm a lifetime writer now, you guys. You probably should know that by now if I make an episode talking about it. But yeah, I'm a lifetime writer now, so more Star Stable incoming. And I love trying out so many different games too. So I do plan on trying out more app games because I'm one of those people, I'm not like a game type purist. I think that's very limiting because I know people who are like, well, app games aren't real games, or I know a lot of people actually who say that like Sims isn't a real game, and I'm sitting here like, what are you talking about? Sims is like the game that I'm probably the most devoted to because I've played it so much. Sims is the reason I have a YouTube channel, you guys. Telling Sim stories on video are the reason I have a YouTube channel. But I do know a lot of people who would say, let's get this bug, yes. There, see, we already made more money than sitting and watching that rose try to sell. But I do know people who say like app games aren't real games, or anything that's on a PC may not be a real game. Modded games are ruining a game's purpose. And honestly, I feel like if you are having fun, or it's something that can inspire you or give you ideas, then go for it. No matter what it is, as long as you're not hurting anybody, as long as it's a safe thing, as long as you're not breaking any laws, go for it. And if you enjoy playing Candy Crush for hours, that's a valid game. If you enjoy heavily modding like your copy of Skyrim and developing complex storylines and roleplay episodes, then that's a valid game. If you enjoy Sims, that's a valid game. If you only play like first-person shooters or Splatoon, or you are a Pokemon purist and you only play Pokemon, then that's valid gaming. It's just ways for you to express your creativity and discover new things in different ways. So I know a lot of YouTube channels are like, I only play strategy games. I only play and not to bash on anybody. Some people just are much more organized than me because they focus on things like that. Or I only play Minecraft, or I only do Minecraft role plays on this channel, or I only do Sims on this channel. And I think that's probably much better for making a proper tidy channel. And my channel is a gigantic, chaotic grab bag of mess as a result. But do you guys like that? Because I like that a little bit more, being able to dive into my archive of almost 4,000 videos, and it feels like splashing a whole bunch of colorful balls up in the air and reaching out and snagging things at random and being like, what are you? What are you? This is Game Dev Tycoon? Wow. This is a Minecraft episode called Zoo Crafting? Cool. What's this? Plant Tycoon? Oh my goodness. What's this? Reyes? You know, I can just jump into this pile, and I feel like I have more freedom to record so many different types of games because I don't limit myself as a channel to only one certain type. Because if I did, you guys, you wouldn't have this rambling episode right now. You would not have this rambling episode. We wouldn't be sharing it. And yeah, just so go with what you want to play. Go with what you want to play. Play it however you want. And I do plan on playing more app games because I like any kind of game. I really do. I try it out. And I really do love crossovers too. If you guys are following like the zoo crafting series, then you know what I often do is I will actually get inspiration from one game. Like take Stardew Valley, for instance. I'll get inspiration from Stardew Valley and use that inspiration to create things in my other games, to create something. There we go. We'll go ahead and try selling you. And maybe we can try selling this rare oak before it dies on us. So I think I'll try selling these guys before they die. All right, and we'll grab you, and now we can try selling you as well. I'm going to ramp the prices up just a teensy bit and see if I can get away with that. All right, and we'll try, I think we're safe to try selling this little blue star lemon bush now. And let's see if we can make some mega money, you guys. Dun dun dun. But yeah, I plan on playing app games because anything you can get inspiration from is great. And I draw inspiration for my series from other games. Like zoo crafting, I draw a ton of inspiration for what I'm going to be doing from other like app games. Like Disco Zoo has given me ideas for zoo crafting. Plant Tycoon has given me ideas for zoo crafting. Starbound has given me ideas for zoo crafting. My Sims games draw ideas from like my Spore games. I really think that one of the biggest strengths I have in my life is my ability to take inspiration from almost any source and think outside the box. I have been doing it for so many years that I realized the other day I forget that there's a box to think in. I have not only thought outside the box, I have left the box far, far behind me years in the past. And I think that's because you just need to give yourself permission to take inspiration from anywhere and try mixing this thing and mixing that thing, putting them together and seeing how it works out. I mixed my love of zoo crafting with my love of the idea of Minecraft, smushed them together, and made Zoo Tycoon. Or made Zoo Crafting. You know what I mean? My love of Zoo Tycoon, that's what I was trying to say. Zoo Tycoon 2 plus Minecraft equals Zoo Crafting equals the entire channel's like strength and oomph to what we are today. So thinking outside the box is really just allowing yourself to gain inspiration from anywhere and to try mixing it and matching it and seeing what happens. So don't let anyone look down at you for playing an app game. See, you didn't know that answer was going to come from, are you going to play more Horsehaven? So there we go. Oh my goodness. All right, so moving on from Helene. Oh, and then if you guys, like I said, do have other app game recommendations, I do want to play a lot of the Kairosoft games. I am just like chomping at the bit to start playing some of those again too. And I do want to play Sims Free Play. Wonder Zoo, I think I can finally record. There's a lot of stuff that I want to record, you guys, because I love inspiration and stories and adventure from almost any source. And that's just app games. That's not even getting into console games. And I want to start recording console games once I move too. There's so much going on. It'll be awesome. Anyway, from Helene, she asked, since you talk a lot in your videos, doesn't your throat get really dry? How do you combat this? I've never heard you drink water in your vids. I know it's a really weird question. And that's actually a great question. My throat does get really dry because I know there's jokes, like loving jokes among the other YouTubers that I'm like a workaholic and nobody makes as many videos as I do. And then when I told Chips that, he's like, well, it's true. But I know that other people must record or stream or do something for as many hours as I do a day. It's usually 4 to 7 solid hours of just talking for recording. And my throat gets just torn to shreds from that some days. There are days where I can only do maybe 1 or 2 episodes and I can't record, not because I don't want to, but because physically it's too painful to speak. That's one of the downsides to making as many videos as I do, and something not a lot of people understand, or to be honest, even if I tell them, I'm sorry, I can't record today, my throat hurts so bad, it's difficult to speak, a lot of people don't care, and they still are like, I don't care, I want warrior cats now, and it's like, ugh, children. But yeah, my throat does hurt, and I actually looked up a lot of research when it got really bad, and it really, really painful to the point where I overstrained my voice on how to help that. So the greatest tips you can go to are for people who do lectures, like professors. Look for like advice on how to give long speeches if you're a professor, and for people who sing. And it's a lot about posture. So actually investing in my really nice office chair was not only for like proper back support and shoulder support, it was also because my throat has hurt so much less because of the proper posture in my new office chair. That sounds ridiculous, but it's life-changing for me, and it was a very valid and important business decision from a medical point of view of being a YouTuber. For a lot of reasons, like the posture for my back. Oh my gosh, my back hurts so bad the last few days sitting in like the fold-out chairs we have, you guys, or sitting on the boxes. Ugh. My back hurts, my shoulder hurts, my voice gets strained easier because my posture isn't what it is when I'm in my nice chair. I miss my nice chair a lot. All right, these plants are selling left and right. Huzzah! Let's see if we can get a couple more sold, and then we'll go back in and see if we can plant more seeds. But yeah, my throat does get really dry, and I drink a ton of hot tea. The reason I'm always holding a hot peach tea, because I love the Celestial Seasonings peach tea. It is my favorite tea. I actually have to go on a walk to go get more of it because I am staring at my empty teacup, and I just used up my last tea bag of that peach tea. So I'm going to have to go to the grocery store if I want to record Star Stable later today. But I drink tons of hot peach tea, and you always see me with a cup of tea in vlogs because my throat hurts so bad from talking and recording, and because hot tea helps your throat quite a bit. I also drink ridiculous amounts of sparkling water. I go through probably like 8 cans of the La Croix sparkling water a day. It's the cheapest sparkling water, and it's actually necessary for me to drink that much because the sparkling water soothes my throat from talking so much. I wish I could say that there was like an alternative. I've tried normal water, and it helps a tiny bit, but it doesn't give me the soothing feeling that sparkling water does. But yes, I do have those drinks at hand. I'm looking at a sparkling water, an empty cup of peach tea, and an almost empty cup of water in front of me right now. I almost never get drinks during videos because it interrupts the flow of videos, and so anything that does that I don't think to do. I probably should. In fact, give me a second. Boom, just had a sip of water. But see how awkward that pause is? So I don't think to take a drink. I reward myself with finishing an episode with a drink. And if I'm really desperate and my throat is so hoarse and scracky that you can't even understand what I'm saying, then I'll like pause the video, take a drink, and continue. But yeah, it is something that is a real problem if you're a YouTuber, and it is something if you're going to give speeches or talk a lot, you need to think about. Chips also has to think about these things because when he lectures, when he's teaching classes and he's leading his university classes, he's lecturing for like 3 hours straight a day. And that's a big strain on your voice. And it has a lot to do with posture again. And you also have to project differently when you are giving a speech in front of a class than I'm sitting in front of a microphone right now. He has to be in front of like, maybe a couple hundred people at a time and project so they can all hear him. So we actually talk a lot as a couple about like ways to help your throat feel better. And it's really funny because on the days when I need to recover, then we're like almost completely silent with one another. But that's just because we know that my throat hurts so bad. I've strained it and I need to give my voice a rest. So it'll just be like gentle, like I'll just tap him on the arm or like point at something or nod or like whisper if I need to. And we don't even think about it anymore. And he's very good at reading my signs and knowing like what I'm talking about. So that is kind of like a flip side to YouTuber life, that if you guys are thinking about it, you need to be aware there can be a bit of a downside. Physically, you need to really take care of yourself. And that's not only with going out because you're sitting at a computer all day and getting like your legs stretched, and that's not only with making sure like your posture is good, but also with your throat. So yeah, again, that's another one of those questions where I did not think I was going to ramble that long about what I drink and how I take care of my throat when I talk. But that's okay. That's what these rambling videos are for, right? Right? All right, let's water these little guys. And let me look at the next question before I put some seeds in. Dun dun dun. Ice Wolf Da Awesome asks or says, I live in Michigan. Are you moving to the Upper Peninsula or the Lower? The UP has more nature. And I am moving, and let's grab these really cool seeds. They look interesting. All right, we'll put those in. I'm going to line a couple of them up and we'll save a couple. But I am moving to the Lower Peninsula, it turns out. And I had to ask Chips to like double check where we're going. Turns out tons of his family is from Michigan. So we know that we are going to be Michiganders, and we are being versed in the appropriate like ways to talk about the place we're moving. For instance, I know now that I need to refer to the city I'm moving to as A2 if I'm going to sound like a local. I'm moving to Ann Arbor, so that means I'm moving to A2. So I know those kinds of things now, which is kind of exciting. All right, we'll lower prices on these guys, and then we'll sell this lemon bush. I love selling these lemon bushes. These like rose lemon bushes. They're probably one of my favorites. All right, we'll go ahead and sell those. Oh, look at my little cluster of plants. And we're earning a little bit of money too, you guys. We're getting there. We're getting there. But yeah, we'll be moving to the Lower Peninsula, and I'm starting to learn the slang because we'll be in Ann Arbor. And Ann Arbor is a pretty big city. It's got 100,000 people in it. It's kind of like Columbia, Missouri, where I grew up, in a lot of ways, actually, because it also is a college town. And we'll be about, I think, 40 minutes outside of Detroit, to the west of Detroit. So that's where we're going to be, and we're going to be traveling all over Michigan, hopefully, to see all of the beautiful sights and nature. But Ann Arbor is actually referred to as the city of trees, and oh my gosh, does it live up to its name on the west side, you guys. The east side looks like anywhere USA, Midwest, flat, empty plain, like strip malls, at least the part that we drove through. And the west side looks like the most charming, amazingly the personality of the west side of Ann Arbor blew me away. I have not been in very many cities that had that much charm and that much personality. To explain how a city has personality, I just immediately think of like that section of Ann Arbor, and knowing that I get to move there and live there, and I get to go pet goats that are downtown, and I get to go to the weekly farmers market, and I get to just wander around the little shops. I am so grateful for that. And I'm so glad I'm excited about vlogging all of it, because I feel like I will be able to have even more gratitude and awareness of what's going on in my life in Michigan, because I'm going to vlog it and share it with you guys. So if you're curious about what life is going to be like in A2, then you can go ahead and look at the vlog channel, because it's going to be really fun. It's going to be really fun. I'm really, really, really looking forward to it. All right, and then let's see. Here's a really good thing to tie in. I knew this question was hiding somewhere. Here's a really good question to tie into what I was talking about earlier with all of the games that you play, and not being embarrassed about the games you play, and just enjoying and taking inspiration from whatever games you want. And fun fact, when I ran that role-playing forum a long time ago, it was a crossover Harvest Moon forum that brought in, like, you could raise your own Pokemon and things like that in my forum, because I was like, hey, anything that looks cool and creative, go for it. Harvest Moon theme, but otherwise it's all fantasy. Just roll with it. But Sim Stories, this question relates to what I was just talking about. Sim Stories 432 asks, how do you not get bored of all these games? And I just don't. I mean, I think actually, because I play so many games, I don't get bored. I have a lot of YouTuber friends who do burn out because they only have maybe 1 or 2 games they play, and they try to consistently play those games for months. There's a bit of an irony. If you played a game consistently for months, then all by yourself and you're lonesome, like just doing your own thing, you're probably going to get bored of it after about a month or 2, depending on the game. Or you might put it down for a month or 2 and come back and still love it, but you're not going to play it consistently every single week the same amount of time. Most likely. And if you are, then that's really cool. But most people just don't do it like that. When you're a YouTuber, for some reason, even though somebody wouldn't like choose to play a game that consistently themselves, they want to see you play a game that consistently. They want to see you play Minecraft every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They want to see that game like a show that never ends. And that's really interesting to me. Yes, you do want to see like a variety of YouTube videos, and you may tune in and out of like watching someone Sims Let's Play, but you have an expectation of regularity from them in playing a certain series. And you expect to see that series at a certain time unless it's had a solid conclusion to it. So that's really interesting, because then as a YouTuber, you're like, okay, I'm going to be playing Minecraft every day for like the next 6 months and putting it up on my channel. And when it's just that one game, when it's just Minecraft, I've noted, or just like even 2 or 3 games, that then you're kind of quote unquote stuck playing for your audience for months. A lot of other YouTubers I know get so burned out on that game and they never want to see it again. And they actually start getting burned out on doing YouTube as a whole. And I think that only a couple times have I ever started to feel fatigue for a series like Wolf Quest. I'm looking at you. And Zoo Crafting is on an accidental hiatus right now because I'm just so exhausted and I have such huge expectations for that series, but I'm not bored of it. I'm just overwhelmed by it. But I think because I play so many games and jump between so many different series, and because I get so excitable, and because I want to make so many videos, since I love sharing so many adventures, like it's just part of who I am and how I like to do this, that I don't get bored. I jump between like 12 different games. And so anytime I'm not feeling playing Sims anymore, I can do Minecraft. If I'm not feeling like playing Minecraft anymore, I can go over and I can play Wolf Quest. And they're all very different styles of game. And I think that's why I don't get bored of all of them. And I actually think if you pointed at like 2 games, and somebody who only does like 2 games on their channel 24/7, and when, how do you not get bored of that? I would understand the question a little better, but it's when like, how do you not get bored of 12, 20, 60 different games, the 120 games in your Steam library? How do you not get bored of that? Because of diversity, because variety is the spice of life, as they say. And I found it to be true for a lot of things, that you'll just be really happy if you live a very active, varied lifestyle. All right, and this maple, he's just not going to sell for very much. I'm sorry, little one. I'm trying to find you a new home. And we'll go ahead and snag some things in there and see what they grow into. And we'll just keep randomly crossbreeding until we stumble on a rare plant, you guys. But it looks like these guys will have a long time to bud. So I think that means we are done for the day. And I hope that answered some of your questions. Sometimes I really, really ramble, but that's kind of what these are for. So I'm going to stop apologizing for it, like I said. And yeah, I would highly recommend variety. To me, is a great thing to do, not only in the games you play, but in like where you go walking. Regular people are creatures of habit. I have places like when I go on my walks around the lake, I have an expectation of what I want to see because there's a path I really love. But every now and then it's great to go in a completely different direction or walk like the opposite direction. And it makes me appreciate like what I enjoy about my walks a bit more. So really change it up now and then. I love reading manga, and I'll change genres every now and then so that I just kind of have a better appreciation for what I'm looking at. And I like watching Let's Plays, and every now and then I'll watch a Let's Play completely unrelated to my interests, completely unrelated to the games I normally watch, because maybe it'll give me more appreciation for something new. That comes back to what I was talking about with the games that I play and how I draw inspiration from all of the games I play for all of my series and for everything that I do. So that's why I'm so open to trying out so many different types of games too. I never know what game I'm going to fall in love with, and more importantly to me, I never know what element of that game may be something that sparks an idea or sparks inspiration in something else completely unrelated. And then related to that, you guys, I've had immense success in my life by combining things in unexpected ways simply because I gave myself permission to do so. Look at the fact that I compound, is that a word? I united my love of biology and my passion for the natural world, my love of video games and telling stories through video games with YouTube. I mixed three things that a lot of people would consider completely independent from one another: biology, video games, YouTube, and put them together and made this. One of my proudest creations of my entire life, my career, I made simply because I went, okay, I'm just going to mix these things that I really enjoy in life together and see what happens. And that's why, like I said, play your app games, play app games. Play Splatoon for like a lighthearted first-person shooter. Go on a walk in a different direction. Read a manga you normally don't read. Watch a Let's Play you normally don't watch. And just take inspiration from wherever you find it. All right, so that was a fun little chat, and I'm really, and thank you so much. I really enjoy these to just kind of settle in and get through my move calmly by being able to share this time with you guys every morning. We will be closing in on our actual moving date pretty soon, because the actual move is going to happen on the 1st of August, I believe. The 1st of August is the day that we're headed out of here early in the morning, and that is coming closer and closer. I can't believe how fast that's happening. And I will share all of those adventures with you guys over on the vlog channel. So if you want to see the moving vlogs, head over there. And then I will see you guys back here for more rambles next time. Bye guys.